I'm Ruthie, she, they, and I play Sentinel, she, they.
I'm Will, he, him, and I play Moxie, she, her.
I'm Imi, she, her, and I play Ahmaya, also she, her.
I'm Steve, he, him. I play Aura, he, him.
I'm Sarah, she, her, and I play Freya, she, her.
Hi, I'm Mike, he, him, and I'm playing Eugene Ballantyne, he, him.
I'm Charlie, he, him, and I'm your DM. Dustmere, conspiracies, Debiles, worshippers, Archivist John.
Tails and Sonic.
Tails and Sonic.
Pairs.
You guys have been... You arrived back as slightly less fresh-faced hunter-scavengers, and you immediately got yourself intertwined with some strange conspiracy with the Dukes. And... why are you
Don't say it.
I'm not. I wasn't gonna, but... the most recent job of which, you quickly shot out to the port Dustmere after a sighting of a potentially abandoned ship that could be one of Gaspar de Avicho's, the Duke who had sponsored you in the desert, one of his lost fleet, and you're also aware that he's been smuggling things and coilstones. So you immediately took the chance to get out there. You took a small skiff out with a guy called Florin, who's a smuggler of people. And on this ship, some strange things happened. You, actually before we do that, Aura came back to life, had a strange vision, was more than a vision in a way. You had dumped back in the body or of the person that you once were, and you met this strange figure who answered to the name Enthor, and you asked him a few questions, and you got maybe you got some answers. Then you awoke to Kaz. She has gone, or she said she would help you today, but she also needs to go and get some tickets for the upcoming ball at the Debiles estate.
Thanks, babe.
And then on the ship, you guys discovered a few things. There was a body with a tattoo on its sternum that Freya recognised as a sort of strange version of something to do with the three churches of the Apotheos. You found a sort of ritual circle with a stool in the middle, and there's all these bodies that stacked up on the side in the lower decks. And then in the captain's quarters, you found a lock in a bench. You also found a man who you thought was dead, stabbed him, and he came to life. His eyes were clawed out, and it turns out that he was too part of this strange ritual, and he started babbling about something called Apotheos and mentioned a disciple and responded to the reference of the unconsecrated, and he then killed himself with a quill, stabbing himself through the remnants of his eye.
A pen is mightier than a sword.
In his case, it was. So you... So, Aura.
Yeah.
Chopping my touch.
You have, it's all back in time a little bit. It's around midday. Kaz has, she'll be around, she said.
Kick me out.
But yeah. What would you like to do?
First up, I think I'll take a wander through, I think it's the Mariner's Market. Was it that I said I'd meet Embrid?
I think he said that he would meet you at the block, the square with the Malterite obelisk.
Yeah, that was it. I knew it was one or the other. I'll take a wander through there and just keep an eye out for him and head in the direction of Sariki's house.
So where the Mariner's Market is, it's quite close to the Stubbs, and you know that Sariki lives in the nicer part. No, sorry, the not nice part, which is the Eastern Stubbs. So that's actually quite close to the Mariner's Market. You can come out of that and go east, and you'll be there. You're aware of, because you lived in the city, that there are some gangs around there Duncan's crew, for example, is in there.
I said Freya on.
Yeah. But so you could go to the block first, but you would have to go down south through the city, over the Dustmere River into the block area, and then you'd be there, and then you can come back up to the stubs. It's up to you.
Yeah, let's go that way.
Sure. Okay. So you make your way south through the Mariners Market to start with. There are still people praising the Biles, which
I think that's a bit weird.
yeah, it's unchanged for you because the last time you saw they were, but to all your knowledge, you guys killed the hag, which is the source of the illusion. So it is an odd thing to see. Some of them are babbling about him as you pass them. There's a few of them literally on the soapboxes, and they're holding out these golden footprints. They say where he's stepped. Some of them are talking about how the hunter scavengers are coming back with large portions of their scavengings, and they're all rich, and that it's drawing so many new great mercenaries into the city, and the business is booming. And it's all thanks to Debiles. And then you make your way south out of the market to the area that's called the block. And the first is the square. So you're moving towards the shade of the moon wall, which is that huge outcropping of rock that glitters in some of the moonlights. You make your way over the Dustmere River, and you see this square, this paved, people with dusty coat and tails, sort of shading themselves from the midday sun. A handful of the guards. There's the prison off to the far right that's recessed back a little bit, often called the open wall prison because no one stays in there very long. They get bought by the dukes to be put into service in the desert. And there's this big dry fountain in the centre of the square, and in the middle is that alien rock that you're more familiar with as a malterite obelisk, black with nodules of purple.
I'll just have a look around, sort of look around for him, really.
Yeah, you've got to give it 10 minutes or so, and you see people walking, like business people, government people, some magistrates that come in and out of the block building, which is this huge, it's called the block for a reason. It's like a big hunk of stone, very out of place in some of the other areas. No one that you recognise as Emberin, and
no one approaches.
No one approaches.
Okay. I'll give it those 10 minutes, and then I'll head towards Sariki's.
Sure. Sun's beating down a bit, so you take a swig of water and you move up north, or east, and then north up to the stubs. You pass the edge of the Mariners Market again on your left, but you carry on through, and you enter the west, not the east. The east is the nice part where you live. You go west to the rough part, where Drummond's old place is. There's the Dusty Rascal, which is the tavern that Duncan runs. And you know where Sariki lives, so you're going to go straight there?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. So you move up the road. It's smashed cobbles, packed sand, and it's most people wearing simple cloth trousers. You see a woman herding some goats down a set of stairs down into a shelter of a basement, and you can smell the farm animal kind of smell, and ashes and wood and sewage. You find Sariki's place. It's a narrow, whitewashed mud brick place on the side of a large bungalow that's got a set of barn doors on it. And that barn is a small smithing workshop that she's put together herself. It's quite cheap and purpose built. But she uses it for sort of side projects and herself. And you see Sariki outside. So she's hauling scrap up towards the gates of the barn. She's fully wrapped up in loose cotton shawl tied to her white horns, and she's wearing gloves as well.
I'll go and grab the other end of whatever she's carrying.
Okay.
Give her a hand with it.
And what are you wearing exactly?
Nothing at all.
What are you wearing?
Who are you
probably
wearing?
just like underclothes and cloaks, so I've got
nothing.
the armour on.
Sure.
So you're wearing your underwear and then just a cloak over the top.
Sure look.
Hospital gown.
She says, she's like, "Oi, none of this for and she drops the metal on the floor.
Mind your feet.
Aura, and she just hugs you.
Yeah, hug her back.
What? I thought you were. What happened? You just disappeared. But
Yeah, we went on a bit of an adventure.
An adventure. You went on an adventure. Your family, Aura. What is? She looks around. And she she moves towards the shade of the barn, more out of the thoroughfare.
Yeah, is there somewhere we could talk more out of the public eye, I think?
Yeah. She opens the barn door that you're next to.
So my name is Teeve now.
The barn is, it's hot in there. You see, it's the desert in the middle of the day, but it's also got that heat from a forge that you're familiar with. And it's messy. It's obviously a side project. The sand is covering everything. She's got a small forge that you can see she's built herself out of mud and bricks. And that's kind of warming the side of the room. Come on. And she closes the door behind you, takes off her scarves, and she's this familiar albino that you know well. A tiefling, for those of you who aren't aware. She is just kind of dumbfounded. There's a smile on her face, but she's also just shocked and a little bit annoyed.
I was hoping you had answers about my family.
What? I thought you'd gone with them. You just disappeared. Tonvok won't speak about anything.
I'll tell her all about, like, ending up in the Hunter Scavengers.
You tell her about your visions, or are you just about what happened?
I'm just going through everything that happened with the desert and getting back, and then the family being gone, and how Leonidas left a note with Tonvok.
Do you tell her that it was a strange trip? Do you tell her about what happened, or you just say that it was a...
Yeah, I'll probably tell her most of what happened. I'll leave out about a graven god.
Okay.
I'll tell her it was a bit weird and sort of some of the things we saw.
Yeah, I won't make you roll for anything like that. It's kind of, you're just missing the
Just
word
the
graven and
yeah.
scary things, so yeah, it's fine. That's insane. And they were just gone when you came back.
I asked Leonidas to look into something for me, and I don't know what happened with it, but there was a breaking in the library. I don't know if it was him, but someone said he got taken by a clockwork man.
This is just... I don't know what to say. I mean, it's just been business as usual, but just without you, and it's been shit. You just disappeared. I thought that you died, or that you disappeared with the Balrons, and...
Speaking of business, and I'll get out the greatsword.
Okay.
I've never shown it to her.
Describe to us what it looks like, because I don't think we've seen it for a long time either.
So it's it was in one piece. It'd be a black great sword. It's split into about half a dozen pieces. Sort of, there's a bit of, I think there's a bit of blood on like the jagged hip remains of the hilt from when I stabbed the god.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, it's sort of, I think it's quite dull and a bit nicked in places. There was, before I came to Dustmere, there was an Edge Watcher, and I think she would know sort of a bit about his past. She wouldn't about the visions. I came from the Edge, and one of the memories I have was being told to reforge this sword. And, well, what I now know is beyond the Edge, but I don't know where to start. I didn't know if you'd be able to help, as you the best blacksmith I've met.
She's already sort of poring over it, that laid out on the leather.
Or at least what it's made of. I don't know if it's regular steel or...
I mean, it's hard to tell. to say just by looking at it. It's old, I'll say that much, but I'll have to test some pieces and see how it reacts. Are you okay with me working on it here? It's
Yeah, sure.
I can't get it up to the same temperatures as Tonvox, but if it's steel, we should be fine.
I guess see what we can do here, and if we need to go to some box, we will.
Okay. Is this a on the down low kind of don't tell anyone I'm working on your weird sword after you've come back from the desert kind of job? Or?
Yeah, that
Let's tell everyone
let's keep it
you
quiet for
know.
now.
Does Tonvox know you're back?
Yeah, I saw him.
Bastard.
He didn't want to see me though. Leonidas just left that note and just said speak to T, and when I went there he gave me this letter, and I'll show her the letter that Leonidas had left, that Ali had gone somewhere safe and it was dangerous.
He was, and she looks through it, he was researching something that you'd seen.
Yeah, I think they're called the Serene. They're like people made of granite, or at least that's one version of them. There's one that's made of stone and one that's made of flesh. It doesn't make much sense. Not to me anyway at the moment.
No. Let's see if she remembers something. Men of Stone is a story we used to have when I was... You know that Sariki was from a specific tribe in the desert. So there was... Remember you guys you met with some desert tieflings in the desert once. Yeah, she's kind of an outcast from when she was young. It's like, they used to talk about stone men. It's part of some of the stories they would tell. There were more fairy whispers than anything else, but Men of Stone could be the same thing, I guess, but I mean, we're well into the realms of fairy tales at this point. Aura, I
guess everything's based off of something, somewhere along the line.
Maybe. The stories that I know, they were sort of seen as the leaders. I can't remember the specifics, but they presided over people for sure. But they were always kind of depicted as large, towering people made of stone. Nothing to do with this strange...
Balance always seems to come up somewhere.
Well, I mean, I guess a sword has to be balanced to work well. This thing, and she holds it up, it's definitely not balanced, whatever it is. But I'll do what I can. I don't know if I'm going to be able to fix it, but
Just
hopefully
any
be able to see.
ideas, or when those fairy whispers, did they ever talk about sort of places? Maybe a forge? It's a long stretch.
Not a forge. In relation to the stone men, you may have to look up desert tiefling sort of culture and folklore, but the one thing I do remember is that they always presided over what they would call worlds. It was never just a leader of a tribe. They were the gods, in a way. At least that was what I remember. But this is a long time ago, when I was a child. So, but
it's more than I've been able to find out anyway.
Well, I better get on. I'm gonna just haul this stuff inside, and then I'll just start on your sword. I'm not working until later this evening, so.
We'll be round and about for a few days. I think I don't know what our plans are. I think we're going to the ball for Debiles.
You're going to a ball. You're going to the ball. Are you insane? Isn't it going to be full of like these crazy cultist people? I hate walking to work now.
About them, we stopped some of them. There was a giant snake in the sewer and that. But
right.
I thought we'd stop them, but Well, I've been unconscious for like 2 days.
You've been unconscious for 2 days.
It's a thing. Don't worry, I'm fine. Apparently.
None of this seems very fine.
We thought we'd stop them. It was magic that was controlling them, but they seemed just as nutty as a fruitcake since I woke up.
I mean,
I don't know if there's another...
Crazy people gonna crazy. That's kind of what I think. They're already nuts. Whatever it is that they've been given, it's just channeled that whatever shit that was going on in there already, and now they don't want to let it go.
They're
But
taking paint footprints and that.
yeah, they sell them for a lot as well, and it's not gold. I tell you that much. I took one, and she shows you like on the side. It's like it's mangled up footprint. She's like, it's just pig iron that they've painted.
How much do they sell them for?
Oh, a few silver. I mean, how will they Debile's feet? He's not the footprints. He's not even here. I mean, unless he's snuck into the city.
Might be an opportunity to make some money.
Wow.
Jesus.
She starts pulling the scrap back in and working. Well, don't be... I know you can't come to work and show your face, apparently, but don't be a stranger, all right?
I'll be round and about. Let me know if I think we're staying at the Column Pestle.
Oh, nice.
If anything comes up. I don't know if I can go home at the moment, but
Yeah.
there's people looking for me apparently. The artist gave a fake description and name and that. But,
She just seems worried at this
Didn't
point.
give T. Johnson as your fake name.
We're all of the same size.
Well, be careful. I'll work on this and see what I can sort of glean from it, but just stay safe, okay?
I'll try. I might pop back later or pop out. Is Tom Block in the forge tonight?
He's there at the moment, I think.
I might pop by later. See
I
how
thought
things are going.
Did you say he didn't want to see you?
He might have ideas on things. And maybe it was part of the shock.
Maybe. Yeah, I thought Tom, you said he didn't want to see you? Or he seemed that way?
I don't know if it was just shock of seeing me, or if something like his interaction with Leonidas like got him worried, or...
Well, he won't talk about you, I'll say that much. He doesn't want to talk about it.
Okay, well, I'm sure one visit can't hurt.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, if you die, I'm keeping this weird sword thing, though.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's not doing much at the moment. It's just been carrying it around for years.
All right, well, don't die then. I've got enough
Right.
scrap metal in there as is.
He'll open it. He'll leave, and as he does, I'm going to cast a message. I'll try. Oh yeah, this is new as well. And then just walk off.
You just hear some scrap hitting like a clang and a... That's about it. She doesn't even reply.
Yeah, and then from there I'll head to the Debile's estate.
Okay. On your way, are you gonna try and disguise yourself in any way, or are you gonna stealth, or are you just gonna walk not as normal?
Confidence.
Confidence is key.
Yeah, I'll be careful about where I go, and I'll keep an eye out for people that are watching me or anything, and just try sort of stealth as in just blend in really.
Sure. Okay.
And I'll try and find somewhere quiet that's close by to the estate. Is it right?
Okay. Yeah, you make your way towards the gates, no problem. There are two of the city guard there in their beige. You alright, fella?
Afternoon.
Yeah, it is. I can help. What's your business?
Just passing by. I heard about the ball and don't know if I haven't got any work going on at the moment. I don't know if there's anything.
Oh, right, yeah. Well, they probably still have got some jobs, but you'll have to go to the block first. That's where they list them all. And then speak to one of the magistrates there. But usually you collect your jobs there and then they'll pay you at the estate directly. But yeah, if you can go there and hear there's any jobs, we'll let you through, no problem. But you can't just go into the estate. I'll ask you for jobs.
Good to know.
Just like walking into a shop with your CV.
I'll make it.
You see the old fire there?
Yeah.
See the fire the other day?
No, I was.
Fuck, mate, it's crazy. The whole building just went up down there. He starts pointing into the glitters. Apparently, just some nut from the guild just lost it, burnt the whole place down. It's crazy, mate. These rich fuckers, they don't know what they're just fucking drinking, do they?
They're all completely mad, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, if you want jobs, you look like you can handle yourself, so see if they've got any guard positions going. It's usually boring. I'm usually stuck here with people like this, and the other guys just standing there silently like...
If they've got any guard jobs going, any advice for?
Well, you don't mind the sun, do you?
Quite used to heat.
That's about it. Nothing much goes on. It's fucking boring half the time. Money's not bad though.
Well, it doesn't sound that boring if a house caught fire.
Well, it's about as exciting as it gets, mate. We had some bunch of loonies in a carriage the other week. That was about it.
Oh yeah, what are they on about?
Don't know actually. They're just driving around like they own the place.
Thanks for the heads up on the jobs anyway.
Look, if you want to go in and have a look at the fire, I'll let you. But you got any tell you what, you got any idea or any letter of? I'll let you through.
Yeah, I'll.
Funny you should say that.
I've got my license, my magic license, but.
Oh well, fucking la-di-da, eh? Don't even worry about it, mate. Look, he doesn't care. I don't care. He opens the gate. Just don't go, I don't know, stealing shit.
Or setting things on fire.
Yeah. Seriously, don't do that.
It's alright. I won't set anything on fire.
Alright. If I don't see you come back through for a while, I will get suspicious.
Yeah, of course. Just
I've got to do my job.
Check it for safety and that.
Yeah. Cool.
The worst.
Wait, did you say you were checking for safety? Jesus. Checking for safety.
Safety inspector.
Burned out.
This guy's the worst fucking guard ever.
Burned out places down there. Take a first left and a right. It's in the smaller area. But yeah.
Thanks.
Right, take it easy.
And you?
Take it sleazy.
And I'll head down there.
Do you go to the burned out building?
Yeah.
Or? Okay. So yeah, you walk down the road, you follow his directions. Eventually you see a sort of cordoned off area. One of the buildings is just a burnt out shell.
Yeah.
It's like a 2-story thing, which is a little odd for the smaller houses. Even the Balron estate was a sort of sprawling bungalow.
Is there anyone guarding it or?
No, it's just empty.
I'll just I'll check around.
For safety.
Yeah.
You got a clipboard or something?
I'll put on a high vis.
It's just a shell of a building. There is some remnants of sand that's covering most of the surfaces, and all the bushes up the front have just been turned to charcoal.
Yeah, I'll go in. Is there a view of the Duval's estate from here?
You can see that the other side of the glitters, there are the much taller and much larger areas of the glitters, which are closer to the block. So you're in the area closer to the Balrons, where it's yes, nobles and gentry, but the Duke's there, and like the D'Avico estate is over there with the DeBiles estate.
Yeah, I'll have a look around the house and just see if I could work out what happened. And
yeah, you poke around. It is the whole place just went up. It's impossible to know where it started. It's like a tinderbox. It's just the stone walls left on the sides.
Yeah. Is there anything rummaged through? And
you find bits of old bottle. You find some steel worktops. You find pots and pans. It's just stuff that survived the fire and is now covered in sand from the people that came in to try and put it out. Your hands are all blackened though from all the charcoal and stuff.
Yeah, I'll give it a few minutes sort of looking around, and then I'll head off and I'll go up towards the estate and and sort of try and get sort of at least close to as close as I can to part of the building.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that after a while of wandering, you see a few people. There's not many in the way of the Biles worshippers around here now, but there are a few nobles that are walking around with shades, and they don't seem to pay much attention. But eventually you get towards the gates. You pass the gates of the D'Avico estate that you recognise from when you guys went in when you first entered the city. And then you go to the Biles estate, which...
So is it the D'Avico estate where the ball is?
No, the D'Avico is obviously Gaspar's estate, and the Biles is...
It's been a while.
Yeah, Duke Gaspar estate is separate but near.
Yeah.
And you can see the much heavier walls, broken glass up the top, and on the front of the gates this is how sigil, which is a square coin with a hole in the middle, which is the Veiled Emperor currency, and which is the currency of Isildir. And you can see the tops of his estate. It's kind of steeples and bits of stone that look quite gothic in a way, but it's just over the tops of the fence, really.
If I can find somewhere quiet, I'm not going to get interrupted. Is there anywhere?
You could, if you were to spend some time walking around the outside of the walls, you eventually find an area where there's a sort of indent with a bench, and you can definitely squeeze in there and look into the. You could look over the wall if you stood on the bench, but
I'll just sit up like sideways on the bench, sort of cross-legged, and sort of put I think I've got a book or something on me. Mm-hmm. And just sort of put that down. Now I'm going to put a piece of paper down as well. And I'll take out the compass and I'm going to cast map.
Okay. So that's great. So it's on paper, so you get a decent map. The sand, the black sand within the compass turns grey, and the ink spools out onto the page. You see the wall spreading around either side of you. You see the road, and then on the D'Abiles side, you see open space, slight outlines of some walls here and there, and eventually you hit the corner of his building. It's 1,000 feet, right? Yeah, so you probably get a quarter to a third of this side of the building, and you hit I'll call it one side. There's a set of stairs going up, and what we'll do is if you were to do this and to continue building up the shape, and we'll roll some checks to see if you can knit it together. I will eventually give you the whole thing. All right, but for this purpose, you see a sort of thin area that goes back about, it's thin for this building, but about 100 feet deep. There are small buildings within there. Small rooms within there. You see countertops and windows, and it looks like it could be a kind of servants' hall area, a kitchen area. storage areas. There's no massive sprawling rooms at this part. And then it cuts off when you hit the edge of the map's capabilities.
So once that's outlined itself, I'll trace it down like we normally do.
Okay. You start tracing it down, and you spend some time doing that. I won't make you roll because you're not under pressure. You can trace it relatively easily, and the edge of the building begins to form. But you know that you'll need a few more tries, and you might have to get in there or see what you can get.
So I've got that. I can't do it again until next day.
Sure. Okay.
After all that, I'll sort of what time of day is it?
It's getting on for I would say late afternoon, mid-afternoon even, around 4.
I'll make my way back to the column pestle, and I'll just I'll go past the Bowen estate just on the way.
Sure.
Not stopping, just sort of a glance to see what's going on.
Seems unchanged. You can see that the doors are sealed shut, but it's quiet and there's nothing there. They've taken the bollards away. It's just empty.
Yeah, and I'll just head back to the column pestle and get some food because no one's bought me any nice food.
How
In our
very
defense,
dare you?
I did
It
bring
was
you
probably
some
nice at the
soup.
time.
And
Right.
Freya tried to give you a spoon, but you just wouldn't take it.
Yeah, I'll go back
hope
and get
you
some
choke
food,
on
and I'll just prop myself up in the bar, like facing the door, just like waiting for them to walk in.
Sure, and they don't make you pay, and turns out that they've put a bit of a down payment on you. So
We've got a really nice cocktail menu.
They actually do.
you tuck into some food,
Oh, he's never drinking again after what happened last time.
and you think about where your friends are, and meanwhile, your friends, you have all just witnessed a crazy guy stab a quill through his already ruined eye socket, and his head thumps against the desk. He hits the bench that Moxie was sat on. You try to open, hits the floor.
Can I rush over to him to see if he's savable?
Sure, roll a medicine check.
This doesn't seem to be going too well today, guys. There's also some
It's had a
creepy
really
shit
bad day.
below deck.
Yeah.
What I did was I rolled basically a wisdom save at this guy to see if he had the ability to stab himself in the eye, and he fucking murdered himself immediately. He's dead.
He's dead.
I'm gonna pat him
Yeah,
down
I can
and
see.
see if I can find the key for this bench.
Sure. Roll a
I'm patting him down.
Is it investigation?
Because you're
Because I'm
investigating.
actively.
Yeah, but it's like okay, go for
Perception
it.
is like
Seeing.
looking.
Yeah, you might.
Investigating is
Yeah.
looking into the looking.
You might.
Yeah.
Investigation is sort of taking time to look.
15.
Yeah.
You might deduce the location of a hidden object.
Yeah.
Yes.
Basically, you're looking with your hands.
I mean, what is
It's
it?
not. This is so far from what it
It's
is.
either a 14 for perception or a 15 for investigation.
No, we'll do investigation because we always have. So. 15. He has nothing on him. He has the same tattoo on his sternum as the last guy.
Try and get a rough sketch of it.
Sure, yeah. Are you doing it hastily or are you going to take 10?
I'm gonna do it hastily.
Okay, roll a performance check.
The 12.
Sure, yeah, you get the idea of it down on paper. It's a quick but decent representation. What's everyone else doing?
So
I've
guys,
stopped being sick.
there's downstairs, there's like a stool that made Freya stop moving, and it's got like creepy drawings and stuff on the floor in blood.
It's like some sort of ritual to me.
It's like some sort of ritual. So do we go and see what's on the other side of it, or do we just nope out and go back?
Don't forget about the hole as well.
Oh, there's also a hole, but we can't really look down it because it's really dark, and also if we stand too close to the edge, we'll be down where all the wood
How
is
long
and
is it?
stuff.
Since you arrived, probably about 20 minutes.
Okay.
Oh, I've got those.
Where was the hole compared to the chair?
Compared to the chair, let me give you a visualization of where. So you guys are in the captain's quarters at the rear of the ship on the top deck, right? There is one floor above you, which is where the helm is. One floor below you, directly below you, is the burned floor, the burned out hole. And then below that is what Ahmaya is describing as what's beneath it, what could have caused the fire, I guess.
Oh wait, no, hold on. Sorry, I misunderstood. I thought the staircase came down, and on one side, towards the back, was the hole, and then you said to the right, looking down,
Was the stool.
Yeah, but that's not on the next floor down.
No, I'm talking about. I'm talking about purely the fire. The stool is exactly where you just described.
Right, yeah, because you just said that the stool was on the level below where we were.
No, I said the fire. What could have caused the fire below was below. Okay.
Okay, cool. We've got the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the source of the fire.
No.
No.
So that'd be potentially down the hole.
I want to go and look at the stool and the stuff on the floor.
Yeah, keep an eye out for a key as well. There's a keyhole in that bench over there.
Is it in his boot?
Do you want me to just try and prise it open?
You can roll.
I mean,
you
yeah.
can roll another investigation check on the guy's boot, and you can
I mean, yeah,
try
if
and prise it open.
you want to try and rip it open,
Yeah,
go
I'm
for
going
it.
to try and prise it open.
Is it a 1?
It's not.
Are we rolling
time.
better this time?
Yeah.
Well, tell you what, should we look for the key first? And if we can't find the key, then prise it
15.
open.
I've already said I was going to prise it
well,
open, so I'm going to prise it open.
While you take his boots off, and there is nothing but his feet in them, and you.
There's
I'm
nothing
going to
in
use
them,
my
not even
hand axe,
feet.
like kind of shove it in one side and then put all my body weight on the edge of it and like...
Okay. Okay, sure. Roll an athletics check, then, please.
Athletics. It's a 7.
Total.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the gap between the top of the bench and the panel where the lock is. It's just so tight you can't even get
I
the
kick
axe
it in
into
frustration.
it. Okay, yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking
How
solid.
big's the bench?
It's about 8 feet long.
How big's the boat that we came on?
It would probably just fit on it. It's really fucking heavy. You kick it,
okay.
it doesn't move.
He was scrabbling around on the desk. Was he scrabbling around for a quill before?
You don't know.
Can I look on the desk?
Sure, there's already hand marks all over the certain papers and now blood from the guy. I won't make you roll because you did also look in the desk. It's just kind of messy papers. There's some notes. You took the navigation tools. That's about it, really.
Did you unlock both sides, both drawers, or just one?
I only meant on the desk in there.
Yeah.
I didn't try any locks in the desk in there. I only tried the.
The drawers in the
Oh.
captain's desk are already open. Moxie already looked through them.
I could only in the ones in the officers' quarters. I only managed to open one.
Oh, cool.
Are there any secrety bits on the desk? Did you already?
I did say that was one of the things I was looking for. Yeah,
You found
That's-
the bench.
that's how I found the
And there was
bench.
nothing magical in this room.
Okay, shall we go,
Yeah, I guess.
just a warning, it could disturb you. It's real fucking
pictures
creature.
on the walls.
There's a couple of small paintings.
Can you lift them up?
You lift them up there. Yeah. There's nothing behind them, but you can roll an investigation if you want to check boards and
I
stuff.
want to
and-
investigate the room. I'm looking
Just
for
gonna spend-
places
okay.
where you could hide shit.
So do you want to spend 10 like looking
Yeah,
through?
yeah,
Okay.
Tight 10.
As investigation.
Mm-hmm.
17.
Okay, you lift up paintings and the soot kind of falls off them a bit, and you lift up the mattress and it's like heavy layers of hay and down feathers. There's nothing under there. You kind of turn the place inside and out.
I'm going full escape room on this.
Yeah, you touch everything.
Are there any boxes you can move?
Yeah, and
Unscrew a chair leg.
yeah, you are left with the feeling that there's definitely stuff missing that you would see in a captain's quarters, like even just the letters that of his purpose and the name of the ship, for example. There's no identification papers. There's no gold anywhere. There's no
Eyeballs.
yeah.
Cargo for the cargo ship.
So there's nothing in this room apart from the random notes that say that this was a captain and that captain lived here. It's like it's been emptied or
Weird.
it's missing. The only thing that you can't deduce any further is the bench that won't open.
Is it clear how the door was locked?
After that, your roll in investigation, yeah, it looks like that it's seized shut from the heat and the smoke.
Okay, cool. It just expanded. All right.
Should-
I go downstairs.
Yeah, well, let's go.
I'm gonna
Let's go look at the creepy stool.
go. Casting mage armor for down as well.
Okay.
Oh, are there any torches that we can light up?
You guys, yeah, you can. I think some of them you probably have torches.
Yeah.
So
As part
if
of
you have a look in your
adventurous kit.
inventory, yeah.
I've got one. Yeah.
So those are you have torches. Strike the.
Oh
strike
yeah,
them
I'm
alight.
gonna my torches.
It's a good idea.
I've got
Okay.
10.
If only you had
Nice.
someone who could cast light.
Torches are
Oh,
underused
cool.
in a party of dark vision people, but it does still have a purpose. So you strike.
So we can just see more of what we're going.
Yeah.
There might be.
It's
more
because the
terrifying.
way that I do dark vision is it's kind of grayscale.
Yeah.
You know. So yeah, you strike them alight and you head down. Who's first?
I'll go.
I suppose we'll be leading since we've already.
Yeah.
Sure.
shown
You guys
people.
move through,
already
and
seen
you guys,
ourselves.
everyone else leads down behind. You move through, and the light bounces off of these bodies, and they're kind of been cast aside very casually.
Can I take make a point to take a mental note of what they look like generally?
Sure. Yeah. So as I said before,
Yeah.
they definitely look different. This is, some of you might know if you want to take a moment, or you can research this in, the art. You always research stuff in libraries, but you move through towards the stool, and you stop about 20 feet before it. There is the markings on the floor, and at this point, your sword is ringing in its scabbard again.
Yep.
Does it look reminiscent of the room that I got pulled into in my session 0? Because wasn't there markings on the floor, or was it just marble?
I think it was just marble. It's a good question. I think that vision that you saw were there paintings in there with? Yes. So that's the very big differentiator, and I would say no. It's a good mention, but no, I would say it's very different.
Okay.
Yeah. The symbols on the floor are written in blood. It's like a spider web, and they're kind of written along the spider webs. You can see it clearly that the lines go up the stool legs, and as they go up into the stool legs, they turn black, and the wood around them has blistered and burned, and on the top of the stool is a marking, almost like someone has placed a hot coal on the top. And there's nothing there anymore but the burn mark.
Has anyone had a look at the markings?
Ah.
Than-
You two roll some saving throws,
Oh,
please.
Oh no.
Okay.
21.
Very nice.
8.
Okay. Roll 8 percentile, please.
You only have to do it one time.
45.
Lucky son of... Oh, no, wait. Oh, I thought it was a 1, it's a 7. Okay. 45.
Yep.
You begin babbling, and you're incapable of normal speech or spellcasting. 7 minutes.
It's like a whole deal.
So yeah, that's a wound. You
Just go back to Flora and go.
just take me back to the boat. Yeah, that feeling that you had when you were overcome with fear at that body, it overwhelms you again, and it just everything becomes confusing. You're able to understand your surroundings, but you're just speaking nonsense like the guy was in the captain's quarters.
Probably.
Can someone get her upstairs, please?
There's a child in the world.
One thing I will say, Freya, you see with your, even though your detect magic is gone, with your humongous passive, you still see that line in the air to the left of the stool.
Can I go look at it?
Sure. Who's taking Moxie up, or are you guys just going to leave her?
Is she okay? She is not okay.
It's not okay.
Well, I can take you up and we can, see if that key's up there. If you don't want to go up, we can
You
stay.
don't want to go, but
I believe that was a no.
can I sketch out some of the markings in my book of shadows?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm going to walk around the other side of the circle
Sure.
and see if there's anything that I can see there.
Yeah, so you have to brush past some of the bodies at the side.
I like shuffle past, so I'm not touching them.
Yeah, no worries. You go towards the end. There's a small corridor. There are some doors on your left and right and ahead of you. Those doors are they're all open, and you can see that it's with your torch lighting the way. The one directly ahead is a mess hall. It's the end of the ship. You can. There's also a set of stairs that goes down. So before you, there's another set of stairs that goes down, and then just past that are the doors. At the very end is a mess hall with tables and chairs sort of stowed away under the tables, and yeah, there's a kitchen, a pantry, and it all looks very clean and very tidy, and that's about it.
Okay, haunted ships are where her limit is at for like nicking food. Yeah. Is
So there could be
my
some cool spices.
is my sword ringing quieter or louder? Or the same?
I mean, all I'll say is it's ringing the same amount as it was when you were this distance from the stool the other side. So when you probably got closer to it as you passed, and it got a bit louder.
Okay. I'm gonna
Actually, which side did you pass? Did you pass on the side
opposite
where?
side to Freya.
Okay, then yeah, that's what happened.
I will look in the kitchen, but to see if there's any sort of items which will identify where maybe its last stop was.
Okay, yeah, that's a,
We've
okay.
also got, just so you know, we've got the diary as well, so we can research that later as well.
Yeah, but this
Okay.
might give us some immediate
Sure.
clues.
Do you want to take 10 to do that, or are you going to just roll it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can spend 10 minutes. You rifle through the barrels. They're actually getting quite low. You see. Let me just check. You see that they've got a lot of strange limes that have a sort of purple hue to them. Those are a bit of a marker. Yes, ships need like citrus roots and stuff, but that's something that you actually recognise from the Opari as a fruit from around there. They're running low on those as well up here, but that's the only thing that stands out as a cultural marker of food. The rest is very basic.
Is there anything that seems recently topped up to suggest that they stopped somewhere more recently than when they probably left around the Opari?
Roll an investigation check.
That will be a 13 plus investigation. Oh, so that'll be an 11.
Okay. They have some meat hanging, and you know, with your expertise, pardon me, that it is probably horse. And you know that they don't eat horse generally in Isildia because they're expensive animals for usage. So that's strange, which indicates to you with an 11 that it probably did not come from Isildia. You don't eat horse in the Opari either. So that's an odd one. Could have stopped somewhere that has a much lower value of those kinds of animals. But that's what you get.
Okay. We're going to go out to rejoin the group and relay this information.
Okay. In the meantime, you are sketching out these symbols. What's everyone else doing?
I was looking at the white line.
The white line. Okay.
One I avoided.
Yeah.
Just in the air.
Yeah.
Do you have any idea what kind of spell would cause something like that?
Roll an Arcana check.
Is this something only Freya can see, or can we see it as well?
If you're with her,
Yeah,
then you can also see it.
cool.
Eugene, look.
Would you like me to roll 2?
I've rolled 3 9s on this one. 11.
18.
Okay.
That's lucky.
What? When you're, are you guys just looking at it at this point?
Yeah, we're just like strange.
An 11, you don't really, nothing comes to mind that could cause something like this, like teleportation magic, but this wouldn't leave holes in reality, would it? You don't really know. With an 18,
It was
conjuration, I said.
conjuration magic.
Yeah. With an 18, it's probably your mind has been straying into these places recently since you went to the Alchemy Guild, and the lexicon is kind of something that you've had your attention on. This is just kind of sheer in the fabric of reality. It's closed, but what you're seeing is a scar, and you don't know either what kind of spell could cause that, but you understand that with an 18, this could be some kind of repercussion of a sort of wild spell that has had a different purpose, or it's just incredibly powerful and incredibly reckless of the person that cast it to cause this kind of damage into into reality.
What's it next to?
It is next to so it's near the stool, so it's kind of to the edge of the ritual circle.
What's behind it?
Bodies.
Are they all the same type of body?
They seem the same as the rest that are piled up, yeah.
And this sort of scar's just sort of floating in the air.
Yeah, I'd say as both of you guys are sort of looking at it and investigating it, you can see it's on close inspection, rather than a strand, it's actually like a translucent ribbon that's fixed in the air. And it's almost got those 3 dimensions to it.
Kind of want to touch it.
Of course you guys do.
Just wondering if it would be caused by a person who was watching or the person in the chair. If it's on the outside of the circle, can I poke around the bodies on the other side, like near it?
I don't
Near
think
the sure, roll an investigation check.
That's a 7.
What are your dice today? They're all they're just wearing the basic kind of sackcloth. They look very similar to the others. They're all of these different orcs with deep green skin.
I mean, someone's going to put those bodies there, and I think it's probably the person who caused this sort of rift, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
So I don't think it'd be the person who sat on the stool. I mean, it could have been.
It's just like a scar in reality.
Yeah, what would be Eugene's... would he know anything about sort of like potentially different dimensions, or has he read about that, or purely sort of hypothetical sort of stuff, not necessarily like you can go between dimensions, but...
You would be aware from, and you would as well, Freya, that high-level magic is capable of, travelling to different places, and some of those places are not like the world that we live in. They're obviously very banned. They're banned. You can't. The idea of there being other worlds is kind of heresy in itself, especially in the choruses. But the idea of a wizard exploring something like that isn't beyond the realms of reality.
If you get real close to it.
Yeah, same.
Look at it real,
You get real
close.
close.
What's it smell like?
Yeah, like if you put your hand right up close to it without touching it.
I do the same.
Nothing happens.
I touch it.
Okay.
I want to touch it.
So when you place your hand
Say hi
on
to Dorian
this,
for us.
Yeah, we'll do.
you expect it to give some kind of reality to it, some kind of feel. Your hand just passes straight through it, and the moment that happens, Ahmaya, your sword begins ringing loud, and you, Eugene.
Oh no.
Die.
Oh my god, please don't.
Look at me.
A voiceless screech pierces your mind, evaporating any of your thoughts, and for a split second flash, you see a hooded figure stepping through a split, and they turn and look at you, and you can see that over them light plays over their skin in black and white like smoke, and then you're back to reality.
I scream.
And as you're screaming and the vision passes, for a moment you smell burnt hair, rotting roses, a very strange smell, and it fades.
Eugene, are you okay?
I think I saw the person that did this. The hooded figure.
With marble skin.
I didn't see. You didn't say marble skin, did you?
and white.
You said black and white.
Yes.
So that's, yeah.
It was like what I said was
Smoky.
you see their skin in grayscale, light playing over them like black and white smoke.
Yeah, so I say that. And there was a horrible smell of burnt roses.
Did we hear the really loud screech of the sword, or was it only Eugene?
He heard the screech in his head. Your sword ringing was another separate thing, and you felt that. It's faded again. It rose the moment he touched it.
Okay.
Are you hurt?
No. Oh, my head hurts, but no. They saw me, though. Whoever this person was. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Curiosity got the better of me.
We should leave.
I need to talk to Seal.
I just want to test something. I'm not going to touch it. I'm just going to hold my sword close to the weird thing, the weird ribbon.
Okay, yeah. You've drawn it.
Yeah.
It's ringing loud, like the sound of someone. Like the sound of someone running their finger around a glass.
When I put it close to it, if I take it away, does it quieten down?
Yeah.
And then I put it close to it and it's louder.
Yeah, and it starts hurting your hand.
Okay, yeah, no, we have.
A bit like.
I don't like this.
A bit like vibration when it gets painful.
Do we want to go?
Can I have a look at the hole?
We can go. Yeah.
Yeah. Should we really run
Really
down?
quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you all on this deck?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's get in there.
I believe that was a yes.
Okay. You guys go deeper. You guys down to the stairs, which are nearby. As you go down there, you hear a clunking on the side of the boat.
On the side of the boat,
Is that
from the
guy?
front.
Does it sound on
From-
purpose?
From the side that you came on, where Florin was, yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna run up and see if it's him.
Okay, so you're gonna run up. Anyone else? Or you just go? Everyone else going down?
I just want to look for the source of the fire.
Yeah. Really quick. Really
Okay.
quick.
So Sentinel, you sprint round the circle up to the next stairs. You guys go down the stairs. As you descend, you go down into a few inches of water. These are like ladder stairs, by the way, so they're annoying. You step into the few inches of water. It is like a mess of cheeses in the water and dirty food. Dirty water.
If you want soggy cheese.
You splash down. You can see that the barrels that have been stacked on the side, some of them are on their side, some are open, and there's just piles of food. There's piles of hardtack. There's ropes. There's food, and there are limes that have just been decanted on the sides, and the water is sort of splashing at your ankles.
Okay. Well, we're just going to quickly
Looking for directly under the chair.
Yeah.
Right?
Under the chair,
under the hole
Wherever the holes.
Yeah.
hole was other end of the ship underneath the captain's
Yeah.
Go
quarters.
real quick. Run.
So you sprint to the other end of there. As you get halfway up the boat, the water ends. So that boat is actually at an angle. The water is deepest at the other end. You go
It's
to underneath the burnt hole. And those of you who are down there, Moxie, you can speak again.
Hey.
And you enter this dark room with your torches. Okay, come back to that in a moment. Sentinel,
Brilliant.
you run up to the top of the deck. What are you looking for?
See if it's Florin knocking on the.
Sure. Okay, so you go down to the side of the ship, you look over the taffrail, and he's Florin's up there, and he's like, Jesus
it.
fucking Christ, man.
You can do it.
Oh, thank God. There's look over there, and he points around the other side of the ship.
I go look.
You go look. Roll a perception check.
That's a 12. 7.
Okay. It's hard to see. But you can see in a distance there is on the horizon another vessel, and between that vessel and your boat that you're on is a smaller vessel.
Fuck. I fire down a message and like set fire to it. Everybody out.
Okay, so you guys enter.
Yeah.
Who gets it?
I'd probably send it to Ahmaya.
So you hear that in your mind.
Yeah.
You enter. You enter this room.
Was it coming from where Dustmere port was, or was it coming from the
Other side, out to sea.
Right, in this room, what is it? Quick. We don't please, just follow me, tell me. We gotta go, we gotta get off the ship.
Okay.
And burn it.
The door is open, you push it open.
You said it was
below-
open, then we push it open.
Well, it's unlocked, sorry.
Okay.
Let's not have this debate right now.
Below the burned out hole, everything is covered in soot, lumps of charred wood. There are barrels that have been stacked high. In front of this stack of barrels is a smaller one. It's no more than a charred carcass. Its barrel staves like a rib cage. The steel bands black and rusting around it. It looks like it's rolled away from the main cluster of barrels. The other barrels behind it have brands on them. There's about 15, and they're all branded with things like tack, cloth, rope, salt, lots of random normal things.
Are there any?
There's nothing else in there.
What
There
about
is
where
the one barrel that's been burned and charred and is now empty. It's like a carcass,
So there's literally nothing in there.
but it's rolled away from the main
Oh.
barrels is what it looks like, or it's someone put it away from the main barrels or something.
But that's
Go
the
look at
only
it.
thing that's on fire. Like there was on fire.
Yeah, roll an investigation check. Eugene, what are you doing? Moxie.
Natural 20.
I went down with them.
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay,
So
Ahmaya.
it's an 18, but it's a natural 20.
Okay.
Still counts.
So this barrel, you move up to it. It has whatever was in it was definitely flammable. It has been set alight by something, and you can see actually a mark and a charring up against the other barrels that have got normal names on them like tack and rope. There is a charring to them, but there's a line of that char on the floor where it looks like this barrel obviously started catching fire and it rolled away and settled a distance away from all the others. And this is a smaller barrel. The rest of them are like twice the size, and there's about 15 of them.
Can I have a quick look in one of the other barrels?
Yeah, that's quite
Sure,
amazing.
okay. Roll a strength check.
I'll help.
Do you have something
Yes,
to open
please
it with?
help me.
Do you have something to open it with?
Let's use
I mean,
your
I've
sword.
got 2 hand axes as well.
The hand axes will work, yeah.
So I'll give a hand axe to Freya. And then
Roll-
You roll as well.
Yeah, both you roll then.
Oh,
Strength,
you roll twice.
athletics. Yeah, all that.
Okay, that's an 8 and a 17, and then what was it with athletics?
Yes.
So that's a 13 and a 22.
So 22 total.
Yeah.
Okay, so Sentinel, you fired off that message. The boat is a few minutes away.
I fire off another one. It's like, you've got minutes. Hurry up. And I tell Florin to get the boat warmed up and started so that we can just hop in and go.
Okay.
He's like, on it! Starts flicking water back into that little compartment. You hear the engine spooling up. Inside the barrel, you open up one with salt written on the front. You pry off the lid and you are hit immediately with the chemical smell that clears out your sinuses. It is just full to the brim with this chemical.
Do I know what that chemical is?
Roll an Arcana check with advantage for your background.
Was it supposed to set all of these things alight?
I think so.
24.
This is alchemical alcohol that's been made from grains and it is then altered to burn hotter and for longer.
There you
Okay,
go.
Yeah.
we set it.
Oh, I mean...
I think we should get up first, throw a torch down through the hole and
And
run.
run.
Yeah.
Yes, good idea.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
stand right
No,
next to
don't
me.
stand
So you guys are going to throw... are you leaving the barrel open?
Yeah, leave it directly.
Yeah.
So
Well, because we still need to get back up onto the top of the deck.
Was
So I
anyone-
think we put the
There's-
lid back on it,
this stuff is going to burn very quickly if it's exposed.
Yeah.
Okay, so,
I would say
so
Eugene
let it
no.
burn
Yeah.
through the woods.
Yeah, exactly. Because then
Yeah.
that'll give us time
This
to go.
this could take us out immediately.
Yeah, Eugene, you know that
Okay,
if you
so
dropped a torch into an open barrel of this stuff, yeah, it would
So we run
kill
upstairs.
everyone.
We did. There
I was
wasn't,
gonna say-
sorry, there wasn't like any bodies or anything that where a key might have been before we blow the thing
Can
up.
you grab the bench?
No, it was really heavy.
It's 8 foot
Fucking
long.
heavy.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
I thought of that.
Yeah.
There, Moxie, you didn't do much in that time, right? While they were doing a lot of investigating, and Eugene was touching the scar thingy.
Yeah,
And I would say that
yeah.
in the time that you had after you were stunned, you looked. Roll an investigation check for me, just for this.
You got it.
Ooh, you might have this.
23. Yeah.
No keys. You kind of deduce that this was either locked by the person who owned that cabin, or whatever is in there, someone has locked in and just discarded the key, or they've just you guys turned that captain's quarters inside and out. There's no key. Whatever is in there is locked in and someone has not kept the key on board.
Okay, so we're going to run up, go to the edge of the hole. Everyone else go up to the top
Everyone
and start
get
getting off.
in.
Because I'm quick, so I'm going to drop it and then run up, okay?
Are you leaving
Alright.
the bench?
Well, you said it's too heavy
We
to
can't-
carry, right?
No, I said it's heavy.
Can I lift it?
If
Would you
there's
need two of us? to
yes, we
carry
need
it?
two of you.
Right.
You and Moxie go grab the bench. I will do the flame.
Okay.
Moxie's not grabbing the bench. You get the bench. He's got -1 to a fucking strength.
How are we going to get this down the ladder?
Throw it.
Okay. Sentinel and I are going to go get the bench. Once everyone's on the top deck, Freya's going to drop the torch. Then Freya's going to run up to the top deck. Everyone get down first, and I feel like we just feed the box
Wait.
down.
Hold on. How far
Wait.
is it?
Let me just.
No.
Oh, okay,
No,
you're
no, no,
asking
no,
me.
no, 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 no.
Yeah. You're asking me because I was going to roll.
I'm
Okay.
asking about a spell, and I want to
Okay.
know the logistics of the spell. I don't want to do anything just yet. This is the logistics of the spell, so I can have my fucking time bit.
Okay.
Right. How far is the distance from the boat to the from where we would get the top of the ladder to our little boat?
Probably about 20 feet.
Fuck. Okay, so Thorn Whip's not gonna work.
Why don't you just go into your necklace with it?
Can you take stuff you can't carry?
That's not specified.
What does the language
Oh, so
say?
sorry, what we'll do is if you get on all fours, I'll balance it on your back. There you go. It's
That's
touching you.
really painful.
That's not how this works.
Cheating.
Could you lay on the bench and hug it?
Yeah.
Right, I'm looking for the
unlocking it
specific
again?
language of the spell because it is not of the feet. It is not here. I know I can take objects.
Yeah, it's objects that is sort of on you and on your bags basically.
Just ask it what's in the drawer.
Well, I guess the question is, can I just?
So here's where I put the limit of the spell, which I think is a little beyond where the rules is
Because there's two.
intended.
Because there are two. This is the other thing. There are two rules as written. Because there are our rules, and
Yes.
then there is the rule of the actual object
Yes.
itself.
So our rules, the way that we've bent those is that yes, your what is it you call it? This thing, it's
Choker.
yeah, that choker remains behind, or at least the signet
Yeah.
remains behind.
The camo, yeah.
Yes, that's it. Camo, that's what I was looking for. You go in there, it's the same as the other rules, it's just it's your room. But when you go into the mansion itself, you have to be invited by your patron.
Oh, I thought I could go once a week.
Is that what he said?
I have it written
I
down.
thought
I
I
could
can't
go
remember
into. I could
that.
go
No.
into explore the house once a week, or if I'm invited.
Yes, right. One sec. Okay, so yeah, that's
Am I
right.
about to be
You,
invited?
no. So it's the same. The once a week thing is that for mechanically, it's the same as rules as written. Still, it's just that you have access to the rest of the mansion.
Yeah.
So you can go in the room whenever you want, or it's once a day. Yeah,
once a day.
but once a week is access to the rest of the mansion.
Got it.
But otherwise, it's the same.
But can't you bring furniture?
What does it say about
It
bringing
do-
It
things?
doesn't say.
It
anything
doesn't
about-
say.
Just
And
where I
so
would-
I did. So we did do a big dump of all of the crap that
Yeah,
we'd
we
got
did.
from that. We like a big.
Yes. That's a little far past where I should have taken it, but why I draw the line is, if you can reasonably carry it and we can say you wouldn't be over-encumbered, or you have a bag of holding,
which we do not have.
You can
We don't
bring
have
that.
Steve's crate.
But yeah, because you can carry it and be you still be unencumbered, you just can't. That's where I kind of draw the line. But
All right. Okay.
Smash the desk
rope,
in half.
tie it round.
Yeah, right, let's
Throw
get
it
a
off.
rope.
Yeah.
Drag it behind us.
Yes,
Yeah,
we do that.
do that now.
Okay,
yeah, there's plenty of rope on board.
right,
Well,
I've
we've
tied
all
a
got
rope around
50
the
foot
side.
of open rope.
There's so much rope.
So much rope. Okay,
Who is
Sensen and I-
looking out? Who is looking out first?
I was looking out, but I would probably have tapped someone else in.
Okay.
It's not me,
I
'cause
guess
I've gotta
Moxie
help
and
with
Eugene are
stuff.
up there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys can see off the edge of the boat the smaller vessel arriving, probably 2 minutes away. You can start
Okay, go,
seeing
go.
the figures on board. There's about 6 men.
It's fine, let's go. So, Sentinel and Ahmaya are tying the rope around the thing. We're gonna lower it over the edge.
The bench.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay. Roll. Who's carrying it out of the captain's quarters?
us.
Roll athletics checks, please.
Do I need to, or can I
Both
just
of you,
give her
yeah.
advantage?
Fuck!
No advantages because there's 2 of you necessary as minimum.
It's a natural one. Or is that a 7?
I thought it was a 7.
Oh no, it's a 7, okay, so
Okay.
it's
A 13.
On a
13.
7.
No, sorry, a 12.
Okay, 12 and a 7.
gonna
Sentinel,
beat
not enough. So you pick it up and you're like, what the fuck is in this bench? And you start trying to get it out, and you just like, Sentinel just dumps it on the top of the desk, and it's like, just rips it on the top of the felt of the desk, and her end falls. So you haven't made it out of the room yet. Okay. What else is everyone doing? You guys are on lookout.
I'm ready to drop the flame.
So basically, they're just waiting for us.
So you're on the deck below, above the burnt out hole. Is that right? Mm-hmm. So you're one deck below, igniting the torch. Okay.
I love
I
it
have
about
one
this-
more. I have one more thing, and this is also
Yeah.
a question. According to the words of Shatter,
Yes, that's what I'm looking at!
Right.
a non-magical object that isn't being ward or carried also takes the damage if it's in the spell's area. Now, would that protect anything that's inside it, or would everything inside it take the damage as well?
Are you talking
So if
about?
I was to cast Shatter
On
I
the
see.
bench.
on the bench,
Yes, but
so it would protect it.
no. So it says non-worn items, right?
Non-magical object that isn't being worn or carried.
Yeah. So even everything about that bench, including its insides, that will potentially get damaged, but you don't know what's in there
Okay.
already.
Hang on, if it's magical.
We either don't get it or we get it damaged.
I was going to say you can take another. Like you've got enough time to try once more.
Because my next suggestion was
what?
going to
With
be
your
that we
athletics
tie a rope around each corner and basically just pull it out.
What
Okay.
you've lost with that failure was time. You lost a minute.
Okay, I will say my strength is 0. My athletics is 0.
What do you think would be best? Because I can do that, but I can't help with spells. So.
It's you guys in the room.
Just, yeah.
We can pull it because Shatter is a spell, and I will just.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're gonna pull it again?
We're going to tie a rope around like each end, and then we're going to pull it.
Tying it will take another minute for each end.
Just
Okay, we'll
Okay,
just.
we'll just do one right in the centre, and then we'll pull it.
Okay. All right. You're gonna drag it by one end. Roll athletics checks.
That is a 19.
15.
Good.
Oh, awesome.
The DC was lowered because of the rope. You do lose you lose a minute tying it up, but once that's tied and it's on the one end, you're dragging it like a sleigh. You just pull it out, and you guys run, dragging it across the board, across the deck to
It's a sled,
the
it's
ladder.
fine.
I'm gonna drop the torch.
Okay, you drop the torch.
Run.
And run. It lands on the top
the
of the
boat.
big barrels. You see it licking around some of the tops, some of the bits of fabric that have been left. Florin is now manoeuvring the boat to the bottom of the stairs. You guys hear the sound of a boat arriving the other side. You hear voices, wordless shouts.
Okay, well, we're just going to keep going. Just
Just
keep
go.
going. Ignore them. Keep going. Everyone down the steps. Go, go, go.
We don't talk. We just go.
Okay, what are you doing with the bench? It's currently at the top of the ladder.
Throw it, man.
Once everyone's down, we just like
lower
lower it
it?
down.
Yeah.
Who's staying on top? You two? Because it will
I
be
will.
more than one person.
We'll both stay then.
Yeah.
Okay, everyone else? You're running.
Running behind them.
Okay, you
I'm
guys?
going on the boat.
Boat.
Yeah, I guess boat as
Boat.
well. Yeah.
Boat.
Boat. You make your way down. They get down. You start pushing the bench to the gap in the taffrail where the ladder is.
Yeah.
You maneuver it slowly as you're pushing it over the edge, and it goes. You take the weight. Both of you take the weight. Roll athletics checks, please. Otherwise, it's going to fall and smash into the boat.
16.
That's a
16.
natural 19, so 20 something.
Very nice. Yeah. You guys take the weight. Your feet skid a bit on the floor, but you hold it. And you guys on the boat are like, oh my god! There's a fucking.
You can drop into the water. That's okay.
Yeah.
You move the boat out of the way.
Yeah.
Sure. Florin's like, fuck that. Moves the boat forward a bit. You guys, as you're gently lowering it, you hear a and a grappling hook hits the top of the taffrail. Pull taut.
On the other side.
On the other side, yeah.
Yeah, so it'll take them a little bit of time to get up.
You hear more clunking. You start lowering it down. 10, 20 seconds. It hits the water.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing?
If we
Chuck
throw
the rope to the
boat.
boat.
Chuck the rope down.
Yeah. Sentinel, you go first.
With that, 1 sec. Okay.
She's already gone.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's fair. Actually, roll an initiative check. Roll an initiative for me, please.
Me also.
Right. So bench hit the water behind the boat. Sentinel, you roll initiative to get down in the boat, and you got
16.
a 16, and I got a 17. You turn to look back at Ahmaya just as you're about to descend, and you see a hand on the ladder the other side, next to the grappling hook, and a man head over the top of the deck. He's just a human, sunburnt face. What are you gonna do?
Shatter.
Okay.
On that whole raft of grappling hooks.
Okay.
Because it's a big old. It's a range of. It's a 10-foot radius sphere. Okay.
Roll attack.
Nope. I refuse. Because it's a.
Oh, is it
it's a saving throw.
Okay, well he gets it. He's on the ladder, so he's gonna.
Constitution saving throw.
Oh, it's a con save.
Yeah, and
I like
That's a
that. I
natural one.
refuse.
and the wall just takes it.
The wall just takes the damage.
We'll just take it. And
What is the damage?
Ooh,
D8s.
it's 3d8s.
Yeah, I'm not as
On a
good at.
fail.
I'm not as good at Freya as these, but I'm still pretty good.
What does Shatter look like?
It doesn't look like much because it's a loud ringing noise.
But it is painfully
Oh
intense.
boy, that's 16.
Okay. You get one look at this guy's sunburnt face, blistered skin, and he's like, eyes you, and you just lift your arm up immediately, and this sound makes a ripple in the air, and it hits him and the air of the ship with this loud poof, a boom that turns into a screech that just tears the taffrail to pieces. Their grappling hooks fly off. He just lets go immediately. Poof, you hear a splash on the other side of the water and a cry. People yelling the other side of the ship.
I'm going to just fall. I'm just going to jump into the boat.
Into the boat?
Oh shit. Into the water next to the ship. To
Okay.
the boat.
Yep, you land in the water, splash. Amaya, you're the last one on
I'm going to
deck.
go down the ladder really quick.
Okay, that's fine. So you get down the ladder. You help Sentinel back onto the boat. Yeah, Florin's turning the boat away from the ship. What?
Just drive.
Okay.
Eugene's just going, on Mississippi.
Okay, yeah.
So we do have the bench, right?
Yeah,
We're dragging
the
it
bench is behind the boat.
tie the
Yeah,
rope to the boat.
Okay.
yeah. You can do that, or are you going to haul it aboard? What are you doing?
Oh, maybe we should
Try
try
and
it.
try and haul it aboard, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it going to
Yeah.
be too heavy if we?
You get a lot of drag if it's just in the water.
Yeah, it will slow you down. That's what I'll say. So you
Yeah, we'll drag it into the boat.
drag it into the boat. You don't see anyone looking over the taffrail above you. You pull the bench onto the on board. It's making it a bit cramped on his little boat. And he starts the engine up. The whining is louder, and he moves away from the boat. And Florin's like gripping onto his necklace, and he's. I mean, I don't know what to say.
Neither do we.
Yeah, it was horrible.
You didn't want to see any of that.
That was not a cruise ship. I'll tell you that much.
It's a cruise ship.
It's a fancy boat where people go on holiday.
People holiday on a boat?
Oh wow.
Well, yeah, he doesn't say anything. You guys move.
Set up.
So Ahmaya, as you're fleeing this boat, and you guys finally move far away enough that it's like taking a sigh of relief in your being. You all feel this. The eeriness is gone. You're back on board. The sun is roasting still. It's lower in the sky now. Sorry, it's later in the day. And Ahmaya, you're looking at the water at the side of the boat, and the sense of ringing has gone from the longsword, and you feel yourself for a moment without realizing you mentally step into the veil. It's a state of complete focus that normally you'd use in battle, and the sense of relief from leaving the boat, the sound of the water, and you hear the ringing of the sword again. That it's not coming from your side, it's just a reminder, it's a memory of it, it's louder in your mind. And then you see brown leaves on the water. They've just blown in from a tree. And they clump together in the water. And you see almost a small bird of leaves. And it says, "I am lost. I have followed." And then it disappears.
Oh, I think I'm going mad.
Do you say that?
I mutter it to myself.
The rest of you,
Oh yeah.
you make your way back. Florin,
Did the ship explode?
Yeah, I'm waiting for an explosion.
We're getting there. 10, 15 minutes pass.
Some thick barrels.
You guys, yeah, it's an old barrel. Are all kind of hoping, like, oh my god, did we not? What did we not? And then you see from back the light of the explosion. It winks in the side of your vision and draws your eye. And as you look, you're about half a mile away, and the boat is just almost in slow motion. Bits of it are coming apart. And the yellow bright light turns orange and then red, and then about a minute later, you hear the hit you and rock the boat, and you keep going. And the boat, huge plumes of smoke rising from it. You make your way
people
back.
that took out.
Freya's come through the roof.
I just realised that's the second thing
Cleric.
blown up in 2 days.
No. Oh shit.
What else did you blow up?
The house.
Yeah. Whoops. Yeah, you make your way back.
Yeah, for the stats, how much damage?
I wouldn't even know.
I would put it on a powered like meteor swarm, so like probably like 20 d6. Or
Probably something like that.
Depending on what's in it.
15 barrels of the
Yeah.
stuff.
That's all mine.
Yeah, I would put it on a meteor.
MVP.
So you're proud of it.
Well, I am.
Yeah.
It takes
Freya,
you.
not so much.
Yeah. It takes you an hour or two, I think it was, to get out there. It takes the same to get back. Florin looks a little bit wary of being of such a spectacle. He's normally working under the radar, and he gets back to the jetty, and by that point it's getting later into the afternoon, getting on for 5.
As we're getting close to the jetty, I do disguise self.
Cool.
Yeah, ditto.
Okay, you guys just looking like generic tieflings.
Yeah.
Generic tiefling man number 5.
Nice,
Ooh.
very nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so
Not
Spicy.
yeah, same generic.
Like
Real
style,
deep
yeah.
V. No, he
Vicious
doesn't.
V.
Yeah, Florin doesn't seem to care.
Yeah, so same generic one that I came out with.
Cool.
I have
Just
a
the hint of a
suggestion
single
with
nipple.
this giant box, so we don't have to try and drag an 8-foot box back with us.
Uh-huh.
Can I just use the axe to literally just hack at the top of it?
Sure. I would say in the journey you got 2 hours.
Is everyone
So-
happy with me just cracking
Just
it
cut
open
out
like
the
an egg?
important bit.
Yeah. So like
Chuck the rest in the sea.
in the sea, like you're working at it. You're like cutting in, at 8 at direct angles to right angles to cut around the lock, and you get, and eventually a chunk falls out. The metal of the lock hits the deck.
If this is empty, Fucking loser.
Just full of bricks.
I quit.
You open the bench, and inside is a man dressed in robes that look quite filigreed.
We stole a man.
And he is wearing a pretty nice jacket. Like he doesn't look alive, guys. He's in a bench.
I'd like to check for a pulse.
Sure. Roll a medicine check. Actually, you
Find him.
Oh, that's only a 5.
19.
This is a lot bigger bench, and I was like a school bench type thing.
It's like a 10-foot long bench with a big old. You got 21.
19.
19. Yeah, he's dead. With a 21, you would guess he's been dead.
19.
Sorry, pardon me. I don't know why I had 21 in my head. This is your perception.
That's a blackjack.
Yeah. You would guess he's about. He's been dead for maybe up to a week.
That smell.
Yeah, that's a bit right.
Oh god.
But he's wearing pretty nice clothes. What are you guys going to do?
Probably the guy who owned the boat.
Yeah.
Rifle for his pockets. Yeah, look for.
Sure, roll an investigation. I mean, that won't be your roll. You've been on a boat for 2 hours.
My passive is 16 if that helps.
Nice. Okay, yeah. You look through his stuff. You find a money pouch around his calf that's like designed to be quite concealed. It's got 120 gold in it, and you find
from last week as well that I need to.
The 200, yeah.
So this one's 126 on him, and you find in his jacket are damaged papers. They are hidden as well in a concealed pocket within the jacket, and they look like he's stuffed them in there. That's why they're damaged, probably. And on them, you read that this is an identifying papers of the ship. This is the ship is known as the Velvet Horatio.
What a name!
And it is a vessel of the House D'Avicio.
Does it
just blew it up?
Does it look like he died from external causes or hid in the box and then died because he couldn't get back out again?
I really hope it's the last.
Does he have the key? Does he have the key?
I mean, he does have the key.
He did it himself.
But he also, Eugene would have seen this. He was run through with a blade of some sort, and which is what killed him.
So it's not an accidental cause of death. It's a
no,
very much external on purpose.
It would not be a stretch to say someone stabbed him and put him in the bench.
But how did they lock it if he had the key?
Exactly.
There's another key.
Magic.
Maybe there was 2 keys.
But then that would mean someone would have to know.
Put him in the water. What do we need with a dead body?
We're going to be back soon, so if you can get rid of this dead man, that would be pretty great. And also, I don't want the bench.
They'll go together.
It was, and she ruined it.
Is there anything else in the bench? Just the dude.
Just the guy.
So nothing underneath him.
No, there's like some other papers, some books, and just some reading books, basically.
Oh, drink his reading books.
Are any of the reading books from anywhere where they may have been?
I mean,
do you see what I'm saying?
they're just written in common. They're a mix of fiction.
So there's nothing that stands out as it being anywhere.
Not from the books, no.
I'm taking the books.
Oh, fair enough.
But you also do have the log that actually dictated out some of its journey, so you would know that now as well.
Some sort of Thutic book.
Yeah, there is a nautical engineering.
Thutic is well and truly blown to pieces.
Yeah, I know, right?
They're the only things that remain.
It's just a Thutic underwater.
You guys make your way back to the port. What do you do with it? You just dump the stuff off? Okay, yeah, you just dump it.
Respectfully lower the body into the water.
Okay.
So you don't
Like a
want to tie him
Viking
to the
funeral.
bench.
I'm about to kick it and Freya's like, no.
Yeah, he just
He
floats
doesn't have any
away.
religious symbols on him, did he?
Not that you can see, no jewellery, just his gold.
Which we now have.
Just gonna let him float out, or do we want him to sink?
Sink him.
We can
put
attach
the
him to the
time-
bench.
Time for the bench.
The bench.
Put him back
Like
in
some
the bench.
kind of anchor.
The bench is made of wood, so you put him in the bench and then it floats.
Okay, never mind.
Just leave it.
You're like, guys.
Leave it.
Yeah, that's why there's a hole in it, so it'll fill up with water now.
I mean, yeah, but it's still made of wood. It's less dense
Just
than
leave
water.
the fucking
Well,
bench.
we give him like a warrior's work.
I'm not using my second, my last pack slot. Okay, yeah.
You're going to
set
set
everyone
fire
just
to a
Eldritch
bench
Blast.
that is in the ocean.
Yeah,
So
so
what
let's
would
just
you-
Like some
Like
kind of,
Eldritch
like a
Blast.
beacon.
You guys,
Just leave it.
just let him go.
Put him in the bench. Put a torch in the hole with him, which will look. It will show
No, just-
exactly where he
yeah,
is.
it's just a
Just
beacon.
let it
So
go.
he can just leave
the
it.
bench floats away.
Thank God for that.
The thing exploded. The thing probably
Someone
just came from
cast a
exploding
spell at it.
box.
I don't know.
It's gone. Wait, it's gone.
Wait, do I have any spells?
Shatter.
Yeah, no.
I mean,
Just let it go.
We're back. We're back at the port.
Shall I cast invisibility
We're back.
on it as well?
Back at the port.
You can?
I can. I'm not gonna.
just
What
so we
happens at the port?
pass invisibility on it just so we don't see the guy explode.
What happens on the
It
ship
lasts for an
stays on the ship.
Okay,
Please
it
make
floats away. You guys arrive back at port.
It's eaten by a whale.
Oh man.
Florin is like, I don't think I've ever seen anything like that in my life.
We're never going to speak of this. Please never tell Casaria what just happened.
I'm telling everyone. It's just the most gross, fucked up. You were gonna set it on fire?
That's a respectful way for a fallen warrior.
You can tell whoever you want, just please do not tell Casaria.
Okay. You make your way back. He pulls up at the marina. It's getting probably around 6 p.m. Cooling down slightly. You enter the big cove. The marina is at the north side, the one that he chooses. A couple of his mates are there. They loop the ropes over the side of the ship, tie it up. Well, I'd love to say I'll see you next time, but I'm not fucking sticking around here. I'm gonna be. The money's too shit, and if the work's like this, I'm not interested anymore.
Bye.
Fair enough. Good luck.
See ya.
Should we pay for his silence?
Oh, I'll take the money.
Is that including him in the division of money?
No, it's just by 7, so no.
Okay.
By 7.
There's
6 even. Oh yeah, sure, yeah, never mind. Yeah. No.
Tell you what, if you give me what you found on that guy, I'm not telling anyone.
But no, that's a lot of gold.
I don't mind.
We have a lot of gold.
We have a lot
Yeah.
of gold. I'm keeping the coin pouch. Because that's cool, but you can have what's in it.
Okay, well,
This guy's face just become a millionaire.
he just asked you guys, so
Yeah, I mean, I think that's fair.
I
He
mean,
doesn't know how much there is in there, does he?
we can shortchange him a bit.
Fuck.
no, let's
it.
say he doesn't know. He wouldn't know. You counted it yourself. You found it, so
Yeah,
What would Moxie do?
What would
yeah,
Moxie
no,
be?
yeah, what would he do?
puts his hand out.
Alright, yeah, fine. Yeah, no, give him 100 gold.
He's like, woohoo! Damn!
You're not working again.
Okay, well, if I knew you had that kind of money, I would have asked for more than 30 gold, but thank you very
No,
much.
this is what we just found. We have no other money.
No,
Oh.
we've never had money.
Well, the fuck you just give me all that then, but okay.
For your silence, right?
Oh, right, yeah,
This
okay.
never happened.
I mean, for that kind
Because
of
a friend
money,
of Kaz is a friend of ours.
yeah, don't worry. For that kind of money, my lips are sealed.
They better be.
They are.
Why can I still hear you talking?
Alright, talk to you
I
later.
find you both attractive and intimidating.
Amaya just turns and walks away. She's like, this is too confusing.
He's like, takes his hat off. Okay. What are
Let's
you
get the
guys
bus.
doing? It's like it's getting the bus.
Maybe get a monkey now or something.
No, you got a carriage.
This is a 22B. Back to the city.
Tram.
Yeah, can we have a tram at some point? That'd be great.
Okay, what we'll say is,
Does Moxie like
We've
drums?
gone home.
what's the plan? You're just going to get a carriage home.
Yeah.
Is that the
Yes,
idea?
we want to go check on Aura.
Okay, so just for the sake of brevity, I think it was only about a gold a person on the way out.
I think so.
So a gold a person.
Thank God we can still afford that.
Oh yeah, we could just take it out of the month. We don't know what you guys want.
It takes another couple of
I got
hours.
this, guys.
Oh, nice.
Nice, that's 5 gold, sorry. It takes you a couple of hours along that stretch of road that's been gravelled. By the time you get home or back to the city and the coaching, it's getting on for 8:30. It's cold. It's getting cooler now, sorry, not cold. The Geish is just peeking over the horizon, casting a mauve and violet light over the city, and you make your way through from the coaching area down through the Mariners Market. And the Coal and Petal, the light streaming out from the windows. There's a few people in there drinking. The market still alive with a few people. You make your way into the Coal and Petal, and sitting at the door, maybe nodding off at this point because he's been there for about 4 hours, is Aura.
Oh my god! You're alive!
He just gets up, doesn't say a thing, and just gives Freya a hug.
Aww.
Right, time for bed then.
Okay.
So none of
Where
us get a
did-
hug then. It's just sorry, because
That was
nice to see
nice
you.
guy. There's my hug.
Eugene Mayer.
Yeah, he then goes down and gives each other a hug.
Oh man.
And sort of drops back down in his seat.
Do you want to go chat somewhere quieter?
Sure, it's been a day.
Yeah. Maybe we should go find out about what happened with you.
Because we
Well,
don't
when
really
nowhere
do
else
much.
can hear it.
Nothing.
Yeah,
Upstairs or downstairs?
I mean, I want dinner.
I'll get dinner to go. I'm sure they'll do takeout.
Yeah, that's fine. You guys get around the food in. You just take your bowls downstairs, I guess. You've already. I think you're going down to
Downstairs.
Kazaria's.
Oh, I thought we were going upstairs
Stealing, then we
to
get-
I
Yeah,
understand
didn't like us taking
now. Yeah, didn't like us taking the crockery off the premises.
Yeah, no, it's the fair-haired one that made you cocktails.
Oh yeah, like
Oh,
that.
She seems alright. The darker-haired one is the bitch.
Yeah.
They're
He's
both
back.
half elves.
I asked if we can take the bowls out and bring them back later.
Yes, you are. Sorry, I recognise you. Yes, you've got rooms 2 upstairs, haven't you? We're looking after. There's a big down payment on this gentleman as well. I've got no.
Oh yeah, he's up now.
Lovely. But yes, as long as you bring them back, that's no problem at all.
Yeah, we will.
Okay. You guys go down.
We
Not
always
getting
do.
that down payment back.
You guys take your stew. It's like a cactus and peppers and desert meats in a broth. Take it down into Kazari's, and she isn't back yet. So you use your spare key, and you open. It's nice and cool in here. It's comfortable temperature. Conspiracy board is still taking up all of her space.
It's very important.
So what have you guys done in the last year?
Yeah.
My guy, it's been 2 days.
It certainly feels like a year, but no, 2 days.
More importantly, what the fuck happened to you?
Literally couldn't even slap you awake.
And I tried.
Yeah.
I'm never drinking again.
Oh, I wouldn't blame the alcohol for this. Was it Freya that was leading the meditation?
Yeah, wasn't it Freya's fault?
I sit in the corner.
I wrote like one arm around her.
It's fine. Freya was helping, and it.
Some help she
What?
did. No, sorry, I'm joking. That's a
You
joke.
know, in my defense, literally never happened before.
I won't try it again for a couple of days, but it actually
For a
did help.
few.
What did you see?
This is going to get complicated. Have we got more conspiracy board paper?
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. And I just go and get like a big ream of this shit and roll it out.
Yeah.
And so he sits down and is like, okay, so there was me originally, ended up in the edge for quite a while.
Funny thing.
Found a guy.
Guy.
And then he cast me out of the edge, and I died. And then got brought back to life, and in the meditation found my way back into the edge and found him. So I was in the body of the old me as new me and couldn't remember anything he'd told me, and he got annoyed that I kept asking the same question over again.
I'm gonna start looking in my bag to make sure I've still got 3 of the ethereal cigarettes, because I'm like, what the fuck were you smoking?
Yeah, you actually nailed that. That's bang on.
Also very funny is there is a pub, there is a gay nightclub that's open all hours in Southampton called The Edge, and all of that could have happened on a night at The Edge. I found a guy while you weren't.
So you jumped back in time into your old body.
I think so. He still called me Aura, but that was the name that the Edge Watchers gave me when they found me. But he called me that before I got thrown out of the Edge, and
Maybe there was something on you that gave them that.
there was possibly they did ask my dead body questions, and it answered, but I don't know what.
They could have asked you your name.
Could do. But there was something else. When we killed the prophet, I didn't say anything before, but before he died, I sent him a message. And I think I asked, who am I? And he gave me the name Enthor. Enthor was the name of the man who I see in the visions.
The old guy.
Yeah.
So you
Helping yourself?
I think from what I worked out, I'm the son of Enthor. Or that's how he phrased it, whether it's like by blood or I don't know. But I don't know, is Enthor and the Prophet the same in different timelines? I'm not going crazy. He told me he's one of the Serene Men. And I think I mentioned to Eugene about the people that turned to granite.
Yes, a while back, yeah.
The Serene Men,
granite?
The Serene Men, it's like 2 versions of one person. One in a form they're made of stone, and the other they're in a form of flesh. And the Enthor that I was talking to, he was in his flesh form.
Oh no.
But he said the sword, he said to forge that where he couldn't. I think he's trapped in the edge, but it needs to be forged where we are, somewhere. A friend of mine's taking a look at it just to see if it's made of like regular steel or something else, and see if she has any ideas on where to even start. But she was an outcast of one of the tiefling tribes in the desert, and they had sort of fairy whispers like we have, that talked about the stone men, and well, I think there might be these Serene Men, but it was a long time ago and you couldn't remember all of them, and sort of they were kid stories.
Well, I think I know another one.
Who?
There's one other thing. He called me an aberration. And there's like this balance between the divine and the malignant, and like the wings thing was weird. I don't know what that is. I've got no idea. How do you even get wings? I don't know if it's like some owl trait or something.
Sounds pretty different to an owl.
But like, is like there's some sort of divine and malignant balance, and like I lift up the shirt with the wound, and like, is this part of it? And like these two things like battling inside me.
I mean, I think I know someone I can ask. Because there's theoretically two of my patron, one of whom is sort of made of marble, and one of whom is much gentler than the other. And
Very
marble
similar.
skin. Which would...
Look at Charlie just sitting there.
The Enigmora is the name of my patron, which I didn't realise because I thought it was just the name of the other guy who was in the memories. But I don't think it is. I think he might be one of the Serene Men. And there's two of him. And he's squashed one half of it, and there's a whole lot of black and white motifs, my guy, which, as we all know, is the universal symbol for good and evil.
He said like they used to be like kind of like gods, but they didn't rule like towns or cities. They ruled like worlds. And I thought back to that thing we found in the tomb with all the different orbs.
The entanglement.
And it's like different places.
Was it all the it looked like little planets or something when it lifted up off the table
Yeah.
like that? Yeah.
And
I
like,
mean, you'd be
were
pretty
they-
powerful, almost godlike, to give someone magic. That's why they don't want you worshipping. That's why warlocks aren't really a thing. You're not supposed to have it.
oh, those Dubal's nutjobs are back again. I went for a walk and they're weird.
Yeah, no, they never really kind of stopped.
So loads of stuff's happened, like, one of the guards outside the Dubal's estate, he said go down to the block and ask about jobs. He said there might have some guard positions or something.
Oh yeah,
Maybe
we were
they've
gonna
got
get
some
Amaya.
kitchen.
We were gonna get Amaya cook into the kitchen.
I've got
as well.
part of a map of the estate as well, but I can't
That
do it
would
all
be
in one
very
day.
useful.
That's good.
And
Yeah.
someone blew a house up or something.
That was
That was
us.
us. Oh,
Yeah, that was us.
Figures.
I mean, we didn't.
Are you
blow it up.
surprised?
Technically, we
it
didn't do
wasn't.
the spell that did the fire.
But we were there.
We may have aggravated it.
Yeah, we may have made
Yeah.
it worse.
A
Yeah,
catalyst.
Kaz
you
said you had done a job with the archivist. And
Oh,
Yeah.
good. She was checking up on you. Good.
yeah, I think I woke up like 2 minutes before she walked in, and I think it scared her and me. And
I'm gonna have to pay for that later.
So
I
we.
think that's about it. Well, you guys have blown up a house.
And a boat.
And the boat
And a
blew.
boat.
Yeah.
That was definitely us.
We'll say that you guys fill him in on the details that just happened, yeah. But what do you... So it's about 8:30. What do you guys want to do? You'll know that it's the block could potentially still be open, but you'd have to go and have a look. Just for context and dates. So today is the 2nd of Vard in the evening, and the ball is on the 6th. So tomorrow morning you will have 3 whole days.
I think we should go to the block first thing in the morning.
Yeah.
Make a good impression.
Yeah.
I promised I would stop by the old forge and see Sariki, who was having a look at the sword,
Tomorrow?
today, this evening. I don't know if we want to go there and try the block on the way, just
I
in
think
case.
we need more time.
But we need to write our CVs.
Exactly.
Well, you've written yours, haven't you? That's where Amaya Cook came from.
I think
Oh,
that's
yeah.
as far as I got.
Oh yeah.
Your CV.
Because then I was told I had to have papers, but I don't have magic, so I can't have papers. So we went round in circles.
Oh, I got
and
my
I got
license.
confused.
Oh yeah, and then Kaz just made you some normal papers.
I got my license as well.
Oh, what name,
Oh,
what
nice.
name did you go for? Just so we call you it, so there's no, issues.
You can just go with Trey.
Trey.
Yeah.
As in what you put drinks on?
Kind of. It's short for Tremendous Johnson.
Yes! Everyone high fives.
Okay.
You get a high five.
I need to talk to Zeal, so if you guys go down to the block, I think I'm going to try and break in as a guest anyway, so...
Well, you're going to the forge now. You guys are going to go to the block in the morning.
Yes,
Yeah.
indeed.
Okay,
I'm going to talk to Zeal
And
whenever.
also, I think it's important to go back to the guilds. I want to check in with the Alchemist Guild. I think they might have had a break-in as well. Just a hunch. Why hit 2 of the 3?
You also do have, and just remind you guys because it was 3 weeks, Teal, the archivist, did say you had access to the stacks as well.
Yeah, I
because
need
of
to
the
go
job.
do some research as well at some point.
Should we go and see Ilram as well?
No! Never again!
I mean,
Yes!
with the boat where they're making demons count as evidence?
I mean, yeah, there's a lot more going on. He just does, but I don't think he really cares. He didn't seem to believe us at all.
Yeah, that's true.
I
Not
think
trustworthy.
as much as we know what we know, I don't think he's gonna listen to us unless we come back with fucking hard evidence.
Like
and
a body.
I'm gonna pin the I'm gonna pin the I have become unconsecrated note to the conspiracy board.
You have the writ from the boat. You got the note, the Velvet Horatio.
Yeah.
I'm pin
Let's
that
stick
to
that
the,
on the board too.
that's on the conspiracy
there.
board.
Okay, so the rest of you guys are going to basically settle down, or you're going out to the forge, and you're going to speak to Zeal. Anyone else doing anything? We've got a couple of minutes.
I might drop in on the Temple of Juness.
We probably didn't have time for all of it this session, but
I was also going to talk to Zeal in a translatory manner with everyone rather than just by myself.
okay, you're going to the forge as well
Yeah, I'll go with him because he's going to go to the temple, Juness.
afterwards. Okay, so you guys leave.
I mean, I won't do it this session, but I'll probably just be thinking about that hooded figure and look at the lexicon again, but I'll do it next session.
Sure thing. Okay, Moxie.
Yeah, I think probably the next session thing, but see if I can finish the mask.
You can roll this session if that's what you're going to spend your time doing.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
So
You
you
should get
can.
in your hair dyed.
How many more do you need?
If I've done 6 or 7
So this is the last one.
potentially. Yeah.
It blows
Do you want to do it?
I mean, I kind of also wanted to do it with Eugene nearby so that he can.
You're on nearby.
Yeah, if you're not.
Because I'm going to do my stuff next session, so...
Because I want to potentially might need to do identify
Okay.
afterwards. And
Oh
then-
yeah, of course. All right. Well, let's do this first then, because you're still in Kaz's.
Okay. Yeah. So yeah.
So you use your wand like a little welding tool, don't you?
Yes. Yeah. Get the wand out. Clip fingers over it. Little silver flame comes out. And yeah, just try and put a piece it all back together.
That's awesome.
Yes, I rolled a natural 16, so 22. for the
Very
check.
nice. That you almost like the last few larger pieces that you've left to the very end. One of them forming the sort of coppery crown on the top of this skull-like mask that just covers the eyes, and it places it on, and a sheen covers it for a brief moment, and it is whole. It's a beautiful eye mask in the shape of the top part of the skull. It was once part of the face of the Gnarl that you defeated, but it's taken on a slight different appearance since. There's a delicate crown shape above its brow made from porcelain and bone and wood and roots and copper filigree, all twisted in a pattern that sort of looks organically grown, but it's beautiful in that organic way. Yeah. You don't know what it does though.
Would you like me to identify that for you?
Yeah, no, if you don't mind, yeah.
Yeah, it's fine. So I'll ritual cast identify. So I'll get my book out, put my goggles on.
Cool. Okay.
Write some runes underneath it.
Awesome. Would you like me to read it out, or would you like to have it on D&D Beyond?
You might as well.
Or read it out and then do it? Or
Yeah,
do you want me to-
just read out back and then
Sure.
send it to me.
Okay.
to you as well.
You can look up in your bag. It is called the Mask of the Echoing Soul. And at least it should be called that. When attuned and wearing this mask, once per day you can cast Speak with Dead without components and without expending a spell slot. The spell takes on a different form with the mask, enabling the user to see the echo of the dead creature and the creature's imprint on the ephemeral threads of the entanglement, which is similar to what you saw with the Graven when it died. Once per day while wearing the mask over your eyes, you can choose to expend a charge to take on a semblance of undeath for 4 hours. For the duration, you take on a deathly appearance and appear undead to all outwardly inspection, and any spells used to determine your status. Undead creatures with an intelligence below 5 are indifferent to you. You have an advantage on persuasion and deception checks against more intelligent undead creatures. The effects do not work against creatures who are already hostile to you, and end if you target a creature with an attack or force a creature to make a saving throw. And there's a little bit about charges as well.
Well, all these items we find terribly scary sounding, but it's probably going to be right up your alley, actually.
Yeah, no. This is very, very exciting.
It's fascinating. It scares me slightly, but anyway, enjoy.
Yeah, thanks, Eugene.
Well, you made it. Well done.
Okay.
It's beautifully restored.
No, thank you.
We'll find on D&D Beyond after
Yeah,
if you can't find it.
nothing's coming up yet.
Okay. Freya and... did you want to speak to Azil this session or do it in next?
I mean, it would be bad to do it while I remember, but I know we're running out of time, so we can just do it another time.
Do you want to do yours and we'll do...
No, it's fine. No, it's fine. You do yours.
Me
I'll
just
go with
check.
bigger. I have
Yeah,
other things to ask.
we'll do ours next time.
You sure?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, alright, so you guys leave, and Sentinel, you are alone with these two fiddling away with their little mask.
I'll pop Zeal back from
Cool.
wherever. How are you doing, bud? It's a safe space.
I was worried that you were still on that dreadful boat.
What did you see, bud?
Just... Well, it was kind of unexpected, to be honest, and it took me by surprise. All I was seeing was... just lots of dead people everywhere. All kind of twisting and warping and funneling themselves down into a point, and it was awful.
There were a lot of dead bodies on that boat, but they weren't doing that. That's gross. I'm sorry. Would you like some wine? Or are you off wine for now, you little
yes.
drunken bastard?
I'm cold turkey for now.
You enjoyed yourself, I take it.
I did a little too much, I think. I mean, I'm allowed wine in the house, but it was... I mean, I kind of overindulged a little bit.
It's alright, it probably was a negligible amount in real time.
Well, yes.
Do you know anything about the Serene Men?
Serene men. That term doesn't ring a bell, no. No. Maybe... Yeah, no, I'm sorry, that name doesn't mean much to me.
How did the Enigmora lose all of his memories and stuff and all of that?
Well, it's not really... I guess... No, it's probably time. He probably wouldn't mind me telling you a few things. He did it to himself. It was... Obviously, I'm not completely clear on it as well, because my memories are tied up in this place in the same way. But the Forgotten was something that he did. It was a terrible thing that happened with someone close to him, and he couldn't quite bear it, and the shame of it, and so he did this, and he's changed since he forgot, and I know that if he remembered, he wouldn't be the same person he was then, but he was always lonely after he lost his partner, and, well, he took on disciples like you, and no one was quite the same, but he took on one that he was very, very close with, and it went wrong. And he couldn't bear what happened. So he chose to forget instead.
What do you mean it went wrong?
I can't quite remember the details, but you can tell that he's holding the information, not just that he's forgetting. He's scared of revealing certain things. He's like, well, I think he was a disciple of, well, disciple's the wrong word. He was like you. And he betrayed my master. And went on to do terrible things.
Is there anyone else like me at the moment?
No, not at all.
And you don't see anything that's beyond the forgotten bits, right? You can't see past any of that.
No, it's just nothing. It's nothingness. It's just eating away at what remains.
If I'm going to give you a description of someone, and I want to, if you don't recognise it, like, it's fine, but there's like a figure in a cloak with a black and white tattoo over their nose, lots of black and white motif, marbled skin.
Marbled skin. Marbled skin. That sticks with me, but I don't know why, I'm afraid. I'm sorry.
It's okay. Like, I'm asking you a lot of big questions.
He may know more than I. They are his memories after all. Yes, I lost mine, but he lost far more, and he may retain more.
Yeah, but grief's not a fun thing to go through. I don't want to force anyone to go through that again.
No, but he wants to remember. It's part of why he chose you, and yes, he's concerned with these seals and he believes that it will break down his home, but I think that he's concerned about losing his home because he wants to remember. And only you can help with that.
What do you mean only I can help with that?
Well, the more that you explore and you help him see the world outside, it has already started healing parts of the house. I've never seen it. He isn't remembering much, if anything, yet, but I mean, I've obviously done a bit of sprucing up as well, but it's not getting worse for once, and I think that's a turning point. And he seems happier, but I know he's keen to speak with you soon. But I keep telling him you're very busy, but
I can make time, easy.
Well, yes. I think he's concerned about the last thing the job he gave you. But yes.
Am I not moving quick enough?
Oh no, not at all. He wants to talk about it, I think.
Okay. I go and get a bottle of wine from my Kaz's wine cupboard. And I was like, give that to the master, please.
Sure. He's like, holds it like
that. You can have a thimble of it.
Oh,
my
I can smell it already. Oh. This
isn't one of the ones that you pre-opened. Don't worry.
Yeah, he pauses for a moment and looks at you, and then it's gone, and the wine's gone. And 2 moments on you guys who left Freya and Aura. You walk up the stairs from Kaz's, you look out onto the market, and you make your way towards the other side, which is where the Tooth and Steel is. And just before you arrive, you feel a rumbling on the floor. And as you look up north towards the coaching area, a humongous phaeton comes through the coaching area and towards the Mariners Market. It is 3 stories high. It has 18 horses that pull it. The 2 wheels at the back are the side, like they extend up the first floor of this carriage. It is gilded in black and gold and burnished orange, and there are soldiers on top in golden armor, like battlements, and it rumbles past. And as you watch, Ori, you recognize from earlier today, on the side of the carriage is the symbol of House de Biles, a square coin with a hole in the middle, and it rumbles past this gigantic behemoth of a carriage, the whine of the vapor engine loud, and it goes into the glitters. And that's where we're going to enter the session.
Easy.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next time.